Hi again. Before we close, I want to share where this work goes next. So, Indigenized SNAC has shown that Indigenous governance and community-led description can reshape linked data infrastructures in very concrete ways. With the Mellon Foundation's $3.6 million investment in the next phase, we now have the resources to expand this work into a broader cultural technical ecosystem that we call Indigenized STAR, standing for Systems Transforming Archival Reclamation. Indigenized STAR brings together multiple projects housed across the Indigenous Futures Lab, the College of Information, and the Center for Archival Futures, or CAFE, at the UMD. This cross-campus alignment is central to our vision. WGSS grounds the political commitments, the iSchool provides technical and archival depth, and CAFE anchors large-scale digital infrastructure, research coordination, and systems transformation. Within Indigenized STAR, you can see the several core projects in the shell on the slide. So we have Indigenized SNAC, the NSF-funded linked anthropology data in archives initiative, the IndigiQueer archive, and future developments we hope and dream about, like Indigenized Blacklight or Indigenized Omika. Each project builds new forms of Indigenous data and archival sovereignty. Two of our efforts, I think, illustrate this really well. The first being Piscataway Pathways, led by my colleague Diana Marsh and collaborators across the region. This is a community-driven process that reconnects local Piscataway and other Indigenous communities with materials held in DC and Maryland area repositories. It addresses a long-standing pattern where local Indigenous nations live closest to the collections created about them, yet face the greatest structural barriers to accessing them. Piscataway Pathways advances a relational model of stewardship rooted in respect, continuity, and community authority. It's also a place where our Indigenized SNAC work works directly to support tribal identification, description, and repatriation efforts. Second, the IndigiQueer archive, which I co-direct with Brittany Bibeau. This project builds a digital space for Indigenous queer, trans, and two-spirit lives, arts, and materials. It brings together regalia, zines, spoken word recordings, digitized ephemera, and community-submitted stories. The archive is deliberately governed through Indigenous feminist protocols and sits within Indigenized STAR because queer and trans Indigenous knowledge belongs inside any conversation about data sovereignty. Across the entire Indigenized SNAR initiative, our goals fall into three areas. The first is Indigenous data, knowledge, and archival sovereignty. We're working with tribal and First Nation archives to co-create authority files, descriptive vocabularies, and linked data tools that reflect how communities name themselves and govern their own histories. The second is cultural technical transformation at scale. SNAC holds millions of records. Our Mellon-funded work supports upgrades that expand ISO, language codes for Indigenous languages, strengthen controlled concepts modules, and improve workflows for reparative description. These systems changes alter what becomes findable, how communities appear in data, and whose authority guides representation. The third is community training and workforce development. Through the Indigenous Futures Lab, the College of Information, and CAFE, we are creating graduate assistantships, technical training, Indigenous SNAC school instructors, and community archivist pathways that ensure capacity remains within the communities whose knowledge is represented. So the broader impacts span all these areas, including community-led authority files and vocabularies, reparative linked data tools, descriptive workflows rooted in Indigenous sovereignty, expansion of tribal partnerships, and a replicable model for transforming large-scale archival systems through Indigenous feminist and relational methods. UMD's support across WGSS, Info, and CAFE allows this work to grow in coordinated ways. I'm grateful to Mellon and to our partners for helping build infrastructures where Indigenous governance guides the future of archival systems. Thank you. Nosson Lovik.